Welcome to BossUp Babes, helping babes show up, boss up, and thrive. With #1 best-selling author, global influencer, and ultimate boss babe, Karissa Adkins. Karissa is a health and wellness expert and CEO of the 365 Daily Hustle, here to help mompreneurs and career-focused women boss up and reclaim their healthiest life. She is a pro at cutting through the BS and inspiring massive breakthroughs that help women create healthy routines and habits that facilitate personal and professional growth. Are you ready to reclaim your best life, take action, and be a badass boss babe? Let's get to it.
What up, everyone? Welcome to another Badass Boss Babes episode. You guys, I am so excited for today's episode. I've got a phenomenal guest here on the show today. And if you're new to the show, welcome. We are a weekly show dedicated to all you lady entrepreneurs, you innovators, you hustlers, you personal development junkies. Yeah, I see you. And of course, all you lady bosses out there who are looking to show up, boss up, and thrive in life. Y'all grab your pen and paper because today we're talking all things sexy hormones and really identifying the root cause of like where all this fatigue comes from, how to adjust our lifestyles to support our hormones, and then really, of course, how to harness and optimize our energy so that we can walk in full alignment and get shit done, because that is what we are all about. But before I bring on my guests, a little update on what's new in my life. So I literally just got back a couple days ago from a beautiful 9-day retreat in sunny California. I was hired by one of my master practitioners in NLP, timeline therapy, and hypnosis. And she goes, Karissa, I'm looking for an assistant. I'm also looking for like a nutritionist, like someone to really cook the meals for us, lead us on body movements. I'll give you the opportunity to like share your story and your journey and all that jazz. And I was like, oh, heck yeah, count me in. Like, you're not just going to pay me to show up, but you're, like I get to do what I love and I get to help, 10 plus amazing women move their bodies and eat healthy while they're on these retreats. So just so much fun. I just want to give a quick shout out to Joy for, thinking of me. It was so much fun, Joy. So thank you. So yeah, like drop in the messages below if you are celebrating something coming, like something fun, like maybe you just got off of doing something fun, or maybe you went on a retreat and you absolutely loved it. Like just drop in the chat what it is that you just did over the last 9 days. Let's see if any of us are vibing on the same vibes. But anyways, you guys, I have a really amazing show packed with so much sexiness. We're going to get into it. But first, determined, kind, alluring, curious, and passionate. These are all words that describe my boss up babe that I have here on the show today. So I want to personally thank Annette Mariel. She is your new wellness bestie, and she is here to help empower women to take charge of their lives by taking charge of their health. So let me really quickly read off this beautiful woman's beautiful bio. Annette Mariel is a certified holistic nutrition consultant. She's a hormone balance specialist, and of course, your new wellness bestie. Her goal is to demystify the science of female hormones so that you can live a radiant and sexy as hell life. Having suffered and successfully reversed her own PCOS and hyperthyroidism, chronic bloating, fatigue, weight gain, and PMS, Annette knows all the unsuspecting ways hormone imbalance manifests in your body. So with that, Annette, Queen, welcome to the BossUp Babes show.
Wow, thank you for having me here. That was quite an intro. I'm so honored to be here. Thank you.
Oh, girl, it's really a pleasure. Like, I'm like, who do I want? And I'm like, yes, she's the badass that I want on today's show. So thank you for sharing your time and energy with us.
Of course.
Cool. Well, I'd like to just start off with every show with my guests, just telling us a little like 2-minute overview of your story. Like, how did you become like the CEO and founder of Sexy Hormones? Like, tell us a little bit about your juicy story.
Yeah. So, I would say about 6 years ago, I, dove into this online space. I really wanted to teach people. I didn't have a niche back then about, about health, and I knew it was important. And I really wasn't getting any traction or anything. And through my own struggles, my mess became my message. And I'm like, there's something here to hormones and understanding your cycle, and going deeper and knowing that PMS is not something we have to live with. And you can always, it doesn't matter what age you are, live a radiant, vibrant, sexy life. And society likes to make us think that if we're aging, we just have to accept these symptoms that are coming our way, and we have to accept this, downgraded version of ourselves. And I refused to accept that. Then I got diagnosed with PCOS and hypothyroidism. And I was so confused because I'm like, I know, like, I'm trained in this stuff and I'm not getting anywhere. I'm not losing the weight. I am not feeling like myself. And just one day I, prayed to God, and I'm like, please send me the answers. And I promise I will help as many women as possible once I understand what's going on with my own body. So, fast forward a few years later, Sexy Hormones, I came out of all of that mess. It became my message, and it's been amazing. Like I even though that was a hard 4 years, I wouldn't take it. I wouldn't change it, because I have so much empathy for the struggles that women go through on the daily that a lot of time go unnoticed and go unseen and are masked. And I have a lot of empathy, because I want women to live their best life. And when you only have energy to put out the fires of the day, you don't have energy to dream, and you don't have energy to step into the best version of yourself.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. All yes to this. I was literally driving my daughter to school today, and I was like, girl, I'm so excited. I get to interview. Her name is Annette, because we always talk about stuff. I was like, her name's Annette, and she owns this business called Sexy Hormones. She's like, really? Like, that's a unique name, Mom. She's 15. And I was like, what does she teach? Because she was literally telling us, she was talking about her hormone cycles. And like, she's like, 1 week, I absolutely love my body. I love my boobs. I love my butt. I'm clear skin, like all these things, right? That a 15-year-old really, really thinks about.
Totally.
And then she's like, and then the next week, my boobs hurt and I'm breaking out everywhere. And I didn't even eat dairy, Mom. And then I was like, oh, I can't wait to pick this girl's brain, my queen today. And it's like, I don't care what age you are, like I find that 15-year-olds are struggling with like how to maneuver. Like, this is the stuff that they should teach them in school.
Oh my goodness. I want to create a program for teenagers, because if I would have known this when I was a teenager, it would have helped me so much. It's a power that we have, and we're not taught. And when we know what, I know what phase she's feeling great in. I know what phase, and I know what phase she's not. I know exactly. And if she were to start tracking, we would be able to predict every month when that happens.
It just brings up like the idea of like these young ones are struggling with it. And then as a lifestyle coach, right, women come to me and they're like, I'm so exhausted, and I'm so like, they're just running on empty and fumes until they hit that burnout moment. So let's like switch gears. Let's talk about fatigue, because girl, that's real. And as an entrepreneur, as when I was in corporate, like I would go. My energies would be so freaking high. And this was like 7 years ago. I would get home at 5 and I would just be like, boom.
Oh my God.
Hit the wall. So what are some, ways that women, like, how does our hormone cycle, like, how does it all affect our fatigue, our exhaustion? Like, what would be your advice here?
Yes. So, women in their reproductive years have a 28-day hormonal cycle. For the most part, that's the average. And we have hormones that are changing every week. Like, not one day is the same.
Yeah.
And if we have an imbalance, then on a certain week, let's say it's the week before your period, if you have an imbalance of progesterone and estrogen, and you're not getting enough progesterone at that time, PMS is going to creep up. Not going to feel good. And the way we start to balance and understand what's happening with our bodies is through lifestyle changes and through just being observant. You are your own data collector. Start collecting data, because I guarantee when you are having those low moments in the month, it's happening at the same time every month. Those moments when you want to give up on yourself, when you want to give up on your dreams, on your business, when you want to break up with your boyfriend, and you're wondering, why does this happen at the same time every month? It's happening for a reason. Maybe there's other reasons, but it's the hormones are contributing to that. But one of the things that helps with fatigue specifically is supporting the adrenal glands. And when we support our adrenals, when we go into this phase that we maybe are a little bit more imbalanced before our period, and we support our adrenals, we will be less emotional, and we will be less reactive. So the way we support our adrenals throughout the month, kind of some simple lifestyle things, is we at night have a nighttime routine. By 7 p.m., you don't have to be going to bed, but start dimming the lights. Start telling your body that it's nighttime.
Yeah.
One of the most important things at night to do is to protect yourself from blue light, because blue light mimics morning light. So it's telling your brain to wake up. So this is one of the most important things. We want to start getting good rest. And if you're not, you're just on this never-ending cycle of not feeling good and feeling fatigued. And also another thing is we want to start using products that are eco-friendly and good for your body, a lot less chemicals, because the more products we put onto our bodies that are loaded with chemicals, then we are going to be just in this constant battle with our body, because it's increasing the estrogen. Wow. So those are a few things there.
I was glad you went into the strategies, because I'm okay, that's all pretty, okay, let's support our adrenals, but at the end of the day, if you're never taught any of this, you're I don't even know how would that mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And bring in that lifestyle, it is so important. I truly believe that in 2019, I don't know if you know this about me, I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's, and I truly believe that he said, Karissa, thank God you lost all the weight. Thank God, you created some solid lifestyle habits, because now we can just attack how to really support the liver and the gallbladder, all the inside things, instead of okay, now you're fighting all this stuff. And, he asked me how is my nighttime routine? And I was it's at this point, it was pretty rock solid. I go to bed by 8 because I'm up at 3:45 in the morning. I can't even make it past 8 half the time, even on a Friday night. But yeah, he started asking me these things. And I was so impressed as a coach that finally a doctor was asking me about my lifestyle. instead of just prescribing meds. Cause I was like, I'm not taking meds for my thyroid. Like, I don't want to be on anything like that. I want to heal this. I'm a holistic coach, like figure it out. And like, that was his first thing. He's like, how's your nighttime routine? How many times do you, work out? Like, what is your self-care like? And I'm like, who are you? Like, what is going on? Cause I love you doctors, but you don't have the time to really dive into lifestyle a lot. And so you just kind of treat the symptom and not really the real root issue. So I'm so glad you brought up how we can support our adrenals by those simple little things, y'all. Simple little things.
And two other tips that I almost forgot about is if you take a warm shower at night, that's going to help you get into your parasympathetic nervous system, and that's when you're resting.
Yeah.
And so just have this beautiful nighttime routine where you take a shower, you can do your skincare. And it doesn't have to be that long, but just pour love into yourself and your body will respond. And then in the morning, one great way to stimulate the adrenals is to put maybe some Himalayan salt in some water, just a little bit of it.
Okay.
That helps naturally stimulate the adrenals and wake you up naturally.
Ooh.
And it helps balance the cortisol.
Wow. Love that. Love that. Like literally, you guys, I'm taking notes. Like I know you are too. So definitely. And I put all this stuff in like the recap. So if you've missed it, if you're driving, cause I know we have a lot of live listeners. We have people who are binge watching this show on TV and they're like, I don't have a pen in front of me right now. So you can always drop down below and check out all of these amazing tips that she's given us. So, just to kind of recap that, boss up your nighttime routine, power down yourself, and then power up with just a little bit of Himalayan salt and some water. I love that very natural way to kind of boost you up in the morning. So before we dive into lifestyle and before we dive into how women can like optimize their energy, I know they love you, right? I love you. Like I fell in love with you when I first met you in Arizona and I was like, oh, I'm going to have her on my show. So where can people find you? I know you're even giving away a 90-minute consultation that helps women jumpstart their success and their hormone balancing journey. So where can people claim that, and tell us where they can find you?
Yes, I'm giving away 3 hormone consultations. So the first 3 women to contact me, I will give you a 90-minute consultation, and you can go to my website, sexyhormones.com. And all the information is there. You can get in contact with me there. You can follow me on my socials. If for some reason I don't, respond within 48 hours, I'm on social media a lot. So you can follow me on my socials, and I'm sure you're going to put them in the show notes.
Yep.
So just you can even follow me on my personal accounts too. You can friend me on Facebook, Annette Mariel, and you can follow Sexy Hormones on Instagram.
Love it. I love it. Like, and I literally love, like, no one can forget the name, like sexyhormones.com. Let's just go check it out. Go check it out. So cool. And you guys, 3 freaking 90 minutes, time is valuable. And so I want you to claim those now, like literally pause the video, pause the show, wherever you're watching, and go right now to sexyhormones.com and apply for one of those 90-minute consults. We're already picking her brain and it's just been 17 minutes. I can't imagine what you'll get out of a consultation. And then shit, ladies, if you need this, like hire this woman, right? If you're like tired of being so tired all the time, if you're like rock bottom with your fatigue and exhaustion, like give this woman a call, like for real. Don't waste this opportunity. So, all right, jumping right into lifestyle. As a lifestyle coach, I love helping women build these habits that support this sexy ass life. So let's talk about how women, besides their nighttime routine, because you really touched on that one really well, how can women adjust their lifestyle to support their hormones?
Right. Okay, so let's go into the most energetic phase.
Okay.
The energetic phase usually is the phase right after our period, and that is called follicular. And the way I like to think about the phases, we have 4, is like seasons. The follicular is like spring. Think of spring. What do you think of? You think of new beginnings. Think of the start of something.
Mm-hmm.
So the way you start harnessing the power of your month, taking control of your schedule, so it doesn't take control of you, is by understanding what distinct energy you have in each phase. So the first one, like I said, like I love to go into the one where we're like, we all feel really good in this. Most of us is follicular. And this is the time where a lot of us don't feel bloated. This is the time where we're like, why can't I feel like this every month? Like this is the time where we're like, oh, that dress, I can fit in that right now. And I feel great. And that's because the hormones are starting to, that they're at their lowest and they're starting to creep up. So if you're having excess estrogen, you don't have that at that time of month because it's all the hormones are at their lowest. So the way you start to understand this and to start optimizing your schedule is to schedule the right things at the right time. So in follicular, which is again right after your period, and it usually lasts 7 days, you want to schedule the start of a project. You want to schedule the things that usually, like maybe something new. Our brain chemistry at that time is able to solve problems better. And you want to dive into maybe, and then for the, if there's any men listening, this is the time.
There's maybe a few out there.
This is the time when you want to plan a date that includes adventure, maybe something new, because the woman is more inclined to be adventurous at this time.
Okay, I love it.
Okay,
so either in the bedroom or literally out in the environment, something new.
Yes.
Okay.
And then also very important at this time, follicular, is our body doesn't require as much calories. So if you're wondering why during certain parts of the month you feel like your bottomless pit, you're like, oh my God, I could eat everything, but then other parts of the month you're like, I'm so good with my diet, I'm eating all the right things. There's a reason to that. And when you understand that, you prepare properly. Then you prepare for the snack moment, so you have healthy snacks available. But during follicular, you don't need as many calories. You need 275 less than when you are in a menstrual or luteal. So this is the good time to start a cleanse if you're like wanting to cleanse. This is a good time to load up on the raw green veggies, which is going to help you as we go through the cycle. It's going to help balance that estrogen. If you have excess estrogen, this is the time to start that. This is the time to go more intense in your workout routine because your body can handle it.
Wow. They sound awesome.
And so, yeah, I mean, each phase has a distinct energy, and when we know what's happening, we can plan. So that already, like me knowing that when I learned that, I'm like, okay, well, but this is a time when we probably overcommit to things. And
it feels so good. We're on top of the world.
Feels so good. So then when I started to understand this, I'm like, oh, I'm committing to like 10 projects because I feel like Superwoman right now. So you want to commit to maybe, 3 or 4 at the most, because you want to set yourself up for success. On your worst day, you want to know that you can still handle that load that you gave yourself on your best day. So that is how you set yourself up for success. And when the more you understand your body and your hormones, you are going to have less and less of those days where you feel like you can't even get out of bed. So going over to the other side of the other extreme, to a more low energy phase. So like I said, there's 4 phases. There's follicular, which is spring, ovulatory, summer, luteal is fall, and menstrual is winter. Just think about that. What do you do in those phases, in those seasons?
Yeah.
It mimics the season. So in luteal, which is the longest phase, it's the phase right before menstrual. That is the beginning. You probably don't feel as when I was really imbalanced, my entire luteal phase, which could be 2 weeks, I was bloated the entire time. So if you're feeling bloated
a lot
2 weeks out of the month, that, we need to work on your gut, but then also we need to look at that phase and see if you have excess estrogen, and it's usually that estrogen progesterone imbalance. So as we go into the later part of luteal, the second week, this is when PMS symptoms start to creep up for women.
Gotcha.
And what can you do to support your body here? You want to plan. Like this is the time when the body thinks it's pregnant. and so it doesn't know it's not pregnant until you get your menstrual, until you're in menstrual. So what does a pregnant woman do? She nests. She wants to finish projects in the house. This is the type of energy you're going to be having at that phase. You're going to want to finish the project. You're going to want to clean more. So follow that energy. And so instead of trying to do it in another phase, like that big cleaning project, do it in luteal, because you're going to be more inclined to do it at that time.
I love that.
Yeah. And so then at this time, to support your body going into this like kind of more stressful time, there's a lot of things happening. You want to be making sure you're staying away from, from anything that is bad, that you feel that
we all know it's bad,
like the foods that you're like, I don't feel good on this. Instead of getting that pizza, maybe, make some, a healthier version at home. This is the time when you're going to want to eat more. So prepare for this. This is fall. And usually in fall, we're craving more hearty foods, soups and stuff. This is the time when you're going to you're going to crave that. So as you're shopping for the month, when I'm at the grocery store, I make sure that I know what phase I'm heading into, because sometimes if I buy a bunch of fresh, green salad-y stuff and I'm heading into luteal, I don't crave it and then it goes to waste. So you want to make sure you, I do crave it, but you crave more warm, comfort foods at that time. Prepare yourself for that. So then you're not going for all the junk food, because it's so easy. It is so easy. The body wants to snack.
For sure. I do not want to cut you off, Annette, but I know that we will get cut off from the show today. So many amazing nuggets. Like literally, I'm like, oh my God, she's so wise with this. So I am gonna cut you there, because I want people to go and have that 90-minute consultation, because listen, we can hear all this brilliant information, ladies, but she's gonna help you probably figure out that, and then create, work with her, create a game plan on how you can start to, slow things down, so you can even just start tracking this stuff. That's probably the first part, right? But yeah, oh my God, I want to bring you back to a show, because I was like, I don't want to cut her off, but it's so good, but we do have to wrap up today. So ladies, there was so much information, education, and beautiful strategies to help us boss up while we're on, on our path to living a great epic life. Annette, I just want to thank you so much for your beautiful time and energy into the show here today.
Thank you, Karissa, for having me. I'm and I've been so excited for this. Thank you. I'm so honored to be here with you.
100%. And y'all know I am the #1 mindset and lifestyle coach, helping high performance women with their health, mindset, and life goals. I help boss up their bodies, mindset, and of course their bank accounts, see the side effects as well. Ladies, if you're tired of playing small and you're meant for more, you either need to reach out to Annette or myself. There's thousands of coaches. Just get the support and the mentorship that you need. Life does not have to be done alone, and we can get support wherever area areas that we need it. So hit me up, hit Annette up if you're looking for a coach, and we will see you on next week's episode of BossUp Babes.
Thank you for listening to BossUp Babes with Karissa Adkins, bringing you tangible tips and expert coaching advice to help you boss up and get healthy. Tune in every second and fourth Tuesday at 12:30 p.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com for interviews with industry leaders and powerhouse boss babes that will empower you to take action and live your best life. If you're ready to boss up and work with Karissa in one of her transformative group coaching programs, visit 365dailyhustle.com.